Hello, everyone. Hi, Mike is here. Hello, Mike. We'll give folks time to settle in. Oh, but how are you doing? How are you all doing? It has been a few weeks. I say that lovingly. It's been a few weeks, and then the affectionate tag. You're doing internet speak. Um, but yeah, I'm here. I am sitting in a chair that feels good. I'm wearing a giant oversized sweatshirt to be cozy, and I'm getting real excited about one of my favorite writing seasons of the year, which is fall. Great. Mike says doing good, been busy. Yeah, I feel that. JC Henry, hey, glad to see you here. Um, oh, good. I've been looking forward to this all day. I have been just sort of in and out of tasks. I know, Mike says, yeah, you're sitting in a chair. I am. I had spinal surgery um at the end of September, and so I'm about a month out from that now and feeling pretty good. I'm still healing. I'm still thankfully I can walk again and like sit up. Sitting up is still sometimes it'll put too much pressure on it, and I'll have to like go for a little walk. Walking, thankfully, not only can I walk, but walking also helps. It like melts the pain away. And so I've been going on many walks every day, and the weather has been very beautiful and cooperative. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, but yeah, I'm sitting in a chair. It's done do I want to say it's done wonders for my self-esteem? I don't know. I don't know if I thought any less of myself when I was over there sitting on the floor. It just felt limited and not in a like creatively good way. Like it felt, yeah, I just didn't have the freedom to roam around the house and write in weird places. Which now that I say it sounds really a little bratty and entitled. Thank you. JC Henry says I'm glad to see you're doing so well. Thank you. Thank you. That is you're so kind. I am also very happy to be doing better, feeling better. I just got in from a walk and didn't look at my hair before I started streaming. So we're going with the windswept look. So, but yeah, it's been a busy few weeks. I think for me, for everybody that I've talked to, people are, you know, going places, doing things, overwhelmed at work. A lot of people overwhelmed at work. Um that seems to be a theme. So yeah, I hope you're doing okay. I hope that during busy times it can be really hard to justify setting aside time for yourself for your creative projects, especially if there is a giant stack of like bills to pay or, medical forms to submit or, whatever horrible administrative stuff you have. Um Oh my gosh, Mike, that sounds great. Mike says the end of September, I was gone for 2 weeks visiting our daughter in Nova Scotia. I bet it was beautiful there. Oh, I bet it was beautiful. Mm. Good. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a lovely family-centered time. Sounds so nice. Oh, I would love to go to Nova Scotia. I don't think I'm gonna be traveling for a while though. Usually this time of year, I'm in Austin, Texas at the Austin Film Festival, and I am not there this year. Um, and I think it may have just ended, so it might be over, but they asked me to moderate this year because I go there every year and I moderate. And I moderate the panels for the podcasting section. And I had to turn it down this year and just it's like I feel like spinal surgery is like people get it, So they were very gracious and I was just anxious that I would not ever be invited back again or something. So we'll see next year if they invite me back, but yeah, it's just going to be home a lot. No traveling for me. Oh, sorry about the ads. Yes, if you're watching on Twitch, they're very frustrating. We got to see her every day. Oh, we hadn't seen her in person for 2 years. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that's real. I've done that too. I've gone years without seeing my parents, without seeing my other siblings. My sibs and I especially are super close, and that's just hard. So, oh, I totally get that. So yeah. Um, what do folks want to work on this evening? I Well, like I said, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been teaching, if you're interested, I've been teaching writing workshops on Friday morning-ish, early afternoon-ish, with my good friend Asa. And this week I'm working on the workshop for this Friday. So TBD. Um they're completely free. We read a story and then we like take what we learned from the story and do some writing exercises based on that. It can be really fun. Um Oh, JC Henry says, I was wondering about the podcast workshop or course you did. Have you ever thought about doing an update? I have thought about doing an update because things are really, really different now. Um, I created that course back before even iTunes became Apple Podcasts and before there were really easy ways of submitting your podcast online. I think that if I went back and revamped the course, I think it was too big. I think it intimidated people. There are 52 really long videos. I wanted it to be comprehensive. It was definitely comprehensive, but in a way that it didn't feel like accessible maybe. Um so if I updated or redid the podcast course, I think it would focus on just the marketing. Um just the marketing side of things. I was in marketing for 10 years, a little over 10 years in my career. Um and you can kind of learn a lot of the stuff, uploading, the technical stuff, mic techniques. You can learn all that, I think, from like Googling it. But the marketing is, I think, where I'd be able to offer like the most like benefit to people. So I think if I updated or redid the course, it would be more specifically on, okay, so you're working on a podcast or you already have a podcast, like how can we get it in front of people? How can we market it with or without a budget? Or what things can I do to, build trust signals with my potential audience? Where do I find my potential audience? What communities do I need to be a part of, etc. So I think that and even PR stuff for going to conferences and conventions and stuff. But so yeah, any thoughts? Let me know your thoughts, JC or anyone else. If you'd like to see me do any teaching around any of that, I'm happy to. Flanny loves sheep. Hello. Flanny says, not really sure what to work on tonight. I've been one of those busy at work people. Tonight, I'm just thinking of playing around a little to give my brain a stretch. Maybe something spooky. Oh, I like that. I like that. I think that sounds really fun. I think you should definitely do that. Um, I've found a lot of freedom, Flanny, in writing short fiction lately. Um, I never thought I would enjoy it, but like sitting down and writing a short story just as a little challenge with a beginning, a middle, and an end has been it's good for a dopamine rush. Like it's I don't know. It's been very refreshing and then it helps me return to larger projects like Girl in Space season 2 with a different mindset, with a different perspective, with a fresh view. Um so I appreciate you saying that. I think doing a fun spooky exercise given the season, it's pitch black outside, a little spooky. Um yeah, maybe get out the Halloween candy. Have a little snack while you work on it. Mike says, working on my next steampunk novel, number 5. Wow. Mike, you, oh my gosh. 5 novels. I'm sorry. I'm just like, well, I was trying to do the math in my head. I was like, how long? Like, have you been coming to these live streams, and how many novels did you have when you first started? And I'm probably not gonna remember, the correct number, so that's fantastic. Hey, Takara. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, man. Oh, this is fantastic. Um, JC Henry says, "Yes, I'll do that. I'm brainstorming. I've decided to coast a bit. November is coming." Yes, and that's I think sorry, I, like, shouted that. I think that is, another another thing. I don't know if you can see behind me here. I have a National Novel Writing Month poster from oh boy, I've been doing NaNoWriMo since 2007, I think. So I'd been doing it for several years. Yeah, I think the first year I did it was 2007. And NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month. Sorry, the camera reverse is confusing to me. So it's over here. Recently, over the last few years, the organization that runs National Novel Writing Month has gotten into a little hot water. There have been, I don't know, some unpleasant things going on, and a lot of writers and creators have chosen to distance themselves from NaNoWriMo, but um still want a challenge in November. And so I have seen they're coming out of the woodwork. I have seen so many NaNoWriMo replacements. Um, I know WordKeeper has one. A lot of independent, like YouTube streamers, have their own. They're calling it like no, like Novel November. Variations on NaNoWriMo are happening. Let us know in the comments if yes, Pro Writing Aid is doing one. Is that the one with Sarah Elizabeth? I'm not going to remember her last name. I saw that one, Mike. That came across my radar. Um, let me know. Let me know what you think of that. Let me know what that experience is like. I'd be very curious to know. Um, yeah, I am not advocating for NaNoWriMo this year. The poster, I have to tell you, the poster is up because it is covering an issue on the wall. It is covering a large blemish on the wall. And so I like the aesthetic of the poster. I'll keep it up to remind me that I like the feeling I used to get when I would start NaNoWriMo, but it's going to come with the caveat that I do not condone all the stuff with all the stuff they were doing. And I won't talk about that here. I'm not an expert. I was not like deep into it. I was not part of it. And so, I don't want to I don't want to pretend that I know what I'm talking about with that. JC Henry, yes, absolutely. Since NaNoWriMo fell, other groups have rushed to fill the void. Yeah, they have. Because people are looking for it. And there's so very few things right now that people are looking for, that people are searching for that doesn't necessarily exist. But now there are 712. That's not an exact number. There is a lot of replacements for NaNoWriMo. Oh, okay. Oh, you're also doing Pro Writing Aid. So JC says, I've signed up with Pro Writing Aid Novel November and the Rough Draft Challenge by Sarah Cannon on YouTube. I hear Reedsy is doing something too. Yes, the Reedsy one I also got an email about. I have not officially signed up for any of these. I know. Thank you. JC Henry, that's a really good view, I think. JC says there was a time when NaNoWriMo was good. I think we should remember the good times. I think so too. This poster gets me excited to write still. And it doesn't say NaNoWriMo, it just says National Novel Writing Month. I don't know if that's a little less stigmatizing, probably not. But like the typewriter letters falling as rain, it's just evokes something in my heart that reminds me of those good times. I remember I was working at a bank. Those of you who have been listening to my podcast, the Right Now podcast, for a long time know that I worked for several years at a bank. I was in marketing there, but it was at a bank and I had to wear like suits every day and stuff. And it was just very challenging. It was very not me. Like, after I moved on to other jobs, people were like, "You worked at a bank? How did you work at a bank?" And I'm like, "Very carefully." But I remember, like, every late October, I would send out emails to, like, everybody that I knew personally at the bank, people I had made work friends with, and I would try to sell them on NaNoWriMo. I'd be like, "Hey, have you ever wanted to write a 50,000 word novel in 1 month? Now you can. Sign up for NaNoWriMo with me." Literally no one ever took me up on that. So, for what that's worth. But I do remember it being so good and so warm. I really very fondly remember the, encouragement emails that, like, well-known authors would send out to encourage you every day. I think I even kept some of those. They were so helpful. It was like a little masterclass in writing. Takara says, "I missed these create-alongs, but I've been writing songs every day." Hey, Takara, are you actually, like, are you writing a song a day, or are you just working on the songs every day? Um, that is fantastic, and I would like to know, how are you feeling about that? Do you feel, like, good? Do you feel like this is a good thing? I feel like maybe that's a leading question. Um, I know that I always feel better when I'm writing. Um, I was watching something recently. Maybe I've already given you this anecdote in another create along, but the whole thing about Van Gogh was, he seemed like a miserable artist, but he really was only happy when he was painting, when he was doing his art. And I don't know, I just that really struck a chord with me. I haven't even sipped my tea yet. I've been just like holding it here, like, mm, today is I have herbal tea today. Because I didn't want to risk not being able to sleep because I'm very tired. Um, I have ginger turmeric tea in my Cleveland Museum of Art mug where my sister works. So, hey, Mateo, it's great to see you. How are you doing? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we've heard from a few folks tonight about what you're working on. I don't know, I'm just happy you're here. Thank you for being here. Felicity, hello. I love to see you here. All right. So, ginger and turmeric sounds like strong tea. It is. Um, Gosh, unfortunately the inside of this mug is blue. It will probably be green soon. Because it will it's going to stay in the mug. This is a very bright yellow tea. Um, I don't I love ginger. I don't love turmeric, but I've been over the last 10 months when I've been like bed and floor bound, I drink a lot of green tea and like different spice things. I was trying so hard to I don't want to say like heal or cure myself because like that's it was a structural issue and so it was, but like to reduce inflammation and stuff. And so I have so much tea and so I'm still drinking it. I'm still trying to keep inflammation down. Um But I'm just used to, like, even if I don't like the taste of a certain tea, I'm just used to just used to drinking it. Yes, Mateo says, "Getting back to working on act 3 of my work in progress." I love to hear that. It sounds healthy. It is healthy. It's yeah, JC Henry, this is one of those teas that it's like, it doesn't taste bad. I wouldn't drink it for the flavor. I am literally drinking it because, well, I also like to enjoy like snuggling up with a hot beverage. So like it's nice and warm and cozy, but definitely drinking it for the health benefits. Um it's a good tea for not getting sick. Yes. I had a cold earlier this week. No. No, today's Wednesday. I had a cold at the end of last week and just not eager to do that again. I don't know. It knocked me out. So, got to boost my health. Well, friends, I am so glad you're here. We're going to go ahead and jump in shortly here. If you've never been to one of these before, welcome. As I've said, I think several times, I'm delighted you're here. I'm excited to write along with you, whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube. Hello, I'm happy to see you here. Um, the way this works is basically we have a little, the youths say a yap session, I think. So we chat for a little bit at the beginning here, and then we'll move into actually doing some creative work. And there are a lot of different ways to do this kind of ride along. I know a lot of folks do like 20-minute sprints. For me, and with the way I focus, I need like long chunks if I'm going to get into something. I have ADHD, and if I'm jumping in and out of something, like I just will not be able to work on it. Yes, Mateo is validating me. Yap session, gab session. Yes, that's what we're doing because we're cool here. Forever young. Maybe my tea will help me not age and stay cool. I don't even know if the youth stay cool. Okay, anyway, sorry. Yes, sidetracked. But yeah, the way this works is I will go ahead and the chat will stay active on both YouTube and Twitch. I will just minimize it from this screen so that it's not distracting. And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. Ooh, Takara says I usually write every day. I created a character for every genre of music I write. That is very interesting, Takara, and I would love to hear more about that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put up this little thing. Okay, good. Mateo is reassuring me that cool will always be a universal word for cool. So thank you. That's very validating. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I laugh. Like I love the youths. I love it. I think that they should keep making up weird words and, doing their 6-7 thing and the Riz. I think Riz is dead. I don't even know. Um, Sidetracked again. The way this works is we'll just write together. I'll put myself on mute and we'll just be here in a creative space together until 8:45 p.m. Central. So that is 9:45 p.m. Eastern. That is 6:45 p.m. Pacific. I know this is kind of early for you West Coasters, but I am elderly and infirm, and like 9 p.m. hits and I am like sleepy. And then I'm up at 5 a.m. the next morning. Just how I work. Good. Yes. Yes. Flanny says, that's so cool, Takara. I agree. Takara, that is, I don't know. You've been coming to these streams for a few years now, and I'm always interested in what you're working on. You always have just something going on, which I appreciate. Um, and then Mateo says, if I'm good at anything, it's validating things. Yes, same. If you want to be validated, if you want someone to be enthusiastic about what you're doing, yes, Mateo will validate you. I will be enthusiastic about what you're doing. Cyrus, you want to come say hi? Come say hi? Cyrus has decided that maybe he won't come up here and knock everything down. That would be great. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll dive into things. I'll mute myself. If you have any thoughts, concerns, I do keep an eye on the chat, so let me know if there's anything going on. If you would like to set up sprints for yourself, please go ahead. If you would like to play music or nature sounds, whatever helps you focus on your work, whatever helps you immerse yourself in your creative world, please do that. And I always do like to say during these create alongs, and I think we touched on this a little bit earlier, was if you are not in a good place right now to work on your big work in progress, your big project, I encourage you. I want to say Flanny was talking about this a little bit earlier. Don't have the spoons to work on my big project, so I might do a piece of short fiction, some spooky themes for the season. Do that, write poetry, do something like that, do a little bit of journaling, or it is also completely valid. I will validate you just like Mateo. It is very valid if you need to sit back and play some video games, if you need to color or draw, if you need to play with Play-Doh, if you need to take a nap, one thing I am working on here in 2025 and beyond, and have been working on for years, is understanding that writing is a whole life pursuit. And when you get enough sleep, it's good for your writing. When you hydrate, it's good for your writing. When you eat well, it's good for your writing. And when you refill your creative well, that is good for your writing. And so it's we value in our culture, we value nose to the grindstone, punishing ourselves, being a martyr to our work. And I'm really trying to get away from that mindset and take care of myself because I've noticed, Takara, just like you're doing, Mateo says sleeping, what's that? I mean, really. Um, I've noticed, Takara, you said you're writing every day. I was writing every day, without taking any days off for about a year and a half, and it burned me out a little bit. And so, I am now taking off 1 day a week. This is a big step for me, okay? This is a big step for workaholic Sarah. I'm taking off a day every week from productive writing. So I'm still journaling on the day off, but that's like how I exist. That's how I live. Like if I don't journal, my brain falls out. Asa says never heard of it. Sleeping, never heard of it. We do love the tortured artist trope, don't we, Mateo? Yes, Felicity says a reminder to drink water is always welcome. Hydrate or dihydrate. It's that simple. All right, friends, we're going to go ahead and jump in here. So whether you are working on your work in progress or you decide, you know what, my brain feels like butter scraped over too much bread. I'm feeling the scrapings of burnout. Know that writing includes self-care. So, I get some of my best ideas in the shower, out on walks, or are on a path to discovering what best recharges and replenishes your creative energy. Oh, yeah. Energy management has also been a big thing here in 2025. So, this is going to sound terrible. How do we maximize our production? How do we create good quality stuff? And how do we do that without, hurting ourselves, without burning out, without doing something that's not super healthy, which I have done before. Maybe you have done before. We've all made mistakes, I think. But yeah. All right. Oh, Takara says I don't write on the weekends. Takara, that is super valid. I don't know if any of you have read this. It's in my pile. Yes, I have a pile of currently reading. Most people have a TBR, a to be read pile. I have a big to be read pile. I also have a pile of books that I'm reading. And John Steinbeck has a really great his journals have been published from when he was writing The Grapes of Wrath. And he faithfully, religiously takes off Saturdays and Sundays. John Steinbeck took off on the weekends and did not allow himself to write on the weekends. And, wrote a pretty good book. So yeah. So those of you who if you want to know, if you haven't let us know if you haven't let us know yet what you're working on, let us know in the comments. We'd love to be supportive for you here. Otherwise, I'm going to be quiet. The yapping is over. And let's go ahead and write for the next about hour and 15 minutes. I'll come back, try to gently bring you back at 8:45 and not scare you or startle you. And then we can talk about how it went, if you ran into any roadblocks, if you leveled up in whatever video game you're playing. Yes, breaks are healthy. Yes, JC Henry, breaks are healthy. Midway through, especially, for me, I need the long, like, hour and 15-minute, like, this is very selfish of me that I'm doing this, but like for me, I thrive on the hour and 15 and then I need to step back. So for me, my break will be when we come back. But if you need to take breaks during this time, please do that. I encourage, invite, and form. That's not the right word. I definitely encourage you to do that. All right. So let's get to it. I'm going to mute myself. Here we go. Hello, writers and friends. I would like to gently welcome you back. Oh, Lore, hi. Thank you. Oh my gosh. People who even just pop in to say hi, you are wonderful and lovely. And I appreciate you so much. Good to see you, Lore. Ah, how are people feeling? Um, how did it go? I ended up working on a project that I had not intended to work on, but it felt right in the moment, so I went with it. Um, but yeah, how's everybody else doing? How are you feeling about this? Did you get done what you wanted to get done? Did you get anything done? Did you play some video games and feel better about your life? Oh, Tiffany, hey. Late for the party, but here for the fun. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Yeah, we're in a chair party today. So I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah. We're wrapping up our about an hour and 15-minute writing session slash video game session slash muffin baking session, whatever you ended up doing with your time. Let us know in the comments. I would love to see. Fantastic. You know, I'm it's sort of dangerous for me at least to write down all the things I have to do. This was actually what I ended up working on tonight was a project that I kind of forgot about, but needs to be done. And I started the session off by journaling a little bit and ended up with a to-do list that I will never be able to do in 1,000 years. So I had to like talk myself down from a whole bunch of anxiety about that. And then sort of not allow myself, actually like force myself to just choose one thing to work on. And I got like 3% into it. Um, I tend to wildly overestimate, not even overestimate. I tend to set the bar for myself really high. I think probably a lot of us do, especially if you have perfectionist tendencies, if you're a people pleaser. Um, and I tend to set the bar like, oh, me? Yeah, I'll write a novel in 1 week, or, or something very silly like, oh, this project will take me 20 minutes. Really, it's a 7-hour project. And I'm either like deluding myself or, not lying to myself, deluding myself or just not really thinking about what I'm about to get into. So, I worked a little bit on one project and it felt good just to make progress on it. So, yes, good. JC Henry says progress is made. Oh, but not too happy about it or not sure. Oh, um, let us know what you mean by that, JC Henry, and if it's anything we can like support you in. Tiffany says, I did some more revising. I'm guessing I'm about 20% of the way through my manuscript. I need to speed up. Are you on a deadline, and is it a deadline you've imposed on yourself, or is it like an external deadline? I'm always very curious to know. I set deadlines for myself, and then I self-sabotage by just ignoring them. So it's an ongoing thing. Good. Felicity says I rewrote one scene, but done for today. Perfect. That's another that's another thing that we don't really talk a whole lot about is everybody I think talks about being productive and like getting as much done as you can, but there is such a thing as like stopping at a good point. And whether that point is the point at which your brain is just like done or the point at which you are still feeling refreshed, you're not feeling burned out yet, and you know that you're setting your brain up for success the next day. Like, oh, this will be a great place for me to pick up from tomorrow. Um, Yeah, there's a lot to be said about, well, like I said at the very beginning of the stream, like I've been learning so much about energy management this year because my tendency is to push myself super hard, burn out, and then try to keep pushing myself some more and then like getting sick or having some kind of breakdown or, not doing too well. So, yeah. I don't know, I feel like hustle culture or even just really like business culture, work culture, American culture, and maybe even other countries as well, but I can speak from experience that here it's definitely a thing is the more you're hurting yourself, the more that you take on, the more that you are carrying, like the more status you have, the more value you are perceived to have as a person. And I'm working to detoxify myself from that mindset, but it's really hard because we're taught it in school, we're taught it at work. It's a lesson that surrounds us is that more is more and faster is better. And if you're not producing X amount of work, then there's something wrong with you or you're a moral failure. And so it can get really gross. So I appreciate you saying that, Felicity. I think that is something that we should talk more about. Um, is just I rewrote the scene and I'm done for today. Good, good. Manage your energy well. Tiffany says it's a self-imposed deadline, late March 2026. I don't want to give my editor any more excuses. Yeah, I feel that. And for me, it helps a little bit to have that external um to know that somebody's like waiting for it to have that accountability. For me, that's helpful. I don't know if it is for you, but oh, JC Henry says, still in the uncanny valley with the idea. I'm thinking of looking at a different angle. I've been attempting realistic goals. Yeah, I got two different thoughts there. So, uncanny valley with the idea. This is something that is set in your hometown, or at least a place where you said you lived. And that can create some, I don't know, internal tension at the very least. So, did writing today, even though you weren't super pleased with it, um, do you still feel like you got somewhere with it? Mike, yes. Mike says, I got nearly 900 words done. Yes, I'm feeling better about where this is going. Been struggling with the beginning, but I think I'm past the worst. At least I hope so. Well, I hope you are too, Mike. Um, Interesting. Sorry, I'm still kind of processing what you said. 900 words is that's that is more than I think I could produce in an hour and 15 minutes. So whatever your secret is, Mike, let me know. Struggling with the beginning, but I think I'm past the worst. Do you outline ahead of time? I feel like I knew the answer to this and have forgotten it. Um, I write, I'm a pantser, I write by the seat of my pants, and so I do struggle with beginnings and middles and endings because they're not planned out ahead of time. So I'm always very curious to see how other writers work. Takara, yes, worked on my fictional record label. Heck yes. Oh, I love that. I love that you're doing that. Fantastic. Coach, hey. Coach Adair is here and says, read several pages of Mastering Plot Twists by Jane K. Cleland, and made some notes on conflict for some of my characters. Oh man, I have not heard of that book. I am I maybe have too many of these. I think I've just like held these up before. I have a whole stack right here, but these are the two I'm reading right now. I'm always reading at least one book on the craft of writing. I have not heard of that one, and I'm curious if you would recommend it. The Coach Adair. Oh, that's nice. Takara, the Coach Adair says that sounds awesome. I'm interested. Music is central to my novel. I like that when two different mediums of art intertwine. Um, yeah. JC Henry, Uh, for Mike says, "That's a lot of words, congrats." It really is. Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, so JC Henry says, "Made that forward progress." I did. I know what's not working. And I know for me, like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but that step back is just as valuable as the 2 steps forward. Even though sometimes for me, progress is getting rid of 900 words. So I feel you on that. But you're moving forward, hopefully feeling a little better about it. I think you can do. Let's see. Coach says, such a good book. I usually have too many that I skim, but this one I actually read through. Highly recommend. Mastering plot twists. I'm just going to write that down real quick. Mastering. You can chat amongst yourselves while I plot twists. Are they plot twists in general for like, the end of a chapter, the end of an episode, end of a novel, going on to a sequel, all of the above? Um, yes, coach says you can't shoot an arrow forward without pulling the bowstring back. All right. I love that. And I'm going to write Jane K. Leland or Cleland. Okay. I'm back. Hello. I just when I hear of a craft book that I've not heard of before, I have to check it out immediately. Mike, I'm not ignoring you. I promise. I just wanted to highlight your comment separately here. Mike says, no, I don't outline. I'm a pantser too. I have a very rough map, but not an outline. When I tried to outline the plot, yeah, I didn't want to write it because I knew everything that was happening. I scrapped it and started without it. Same. Very same. Like, for me, what keeps me going, what keeps me motivated is the sense of discovery. And if you take the discovery away, it feels like homework. So I am in that boat right alongside you. Very much. Oh, heck yeah, Tiffany. Tiffany says, I also won an auction for the Women's Fiction Writers Association. That's awesome. I feel like you win a lot of things. Like, you have some good luck. I love this. I'll get to work with editors to help me with a revising outline, my first 50 pages, and my query letter. That's amazing. Let us know how that goes. Holy cow. That is fantastic. Oh, the Women's Fiction Writers Association. That is fantastic. Congrats. Guys, doing amazing. You're doing great things. Ooh, good. Okay. Coach says, I hope it's okay that I've just started calling you coach. um, the coach Adair says plot twists throughout, all of the above. Okay, good. That's one of the most, well, maybe it's the most fun thing for like everybody, but when I generate a good plot twist, yeah, it is a good feeling. Yes. Takara wrote 63 songs this year. That's amazing. 63 songs. And do you feel good about them? I feel like I'm getting the sense that you do, and that makes me very happy. Everyone calls me coach, says the coach Adair. Okay, good. Then I won't feel bad about doing it. Tiffany says my goal is to be querying by next summer. Awesome. Oh, awesome. Boy, is this your first like querying process? Have you done that with books before? I feel like I should know the answer to that and I don't, so I'm definitely curious. But yeah. Oh my gosh. I am just so what's the right word? I am so just impressed by every single one of you. Some of you have been coming to these streams for years, and I love seeing your progress. Like, you are all so incredible, and you're on this journey, and I'm grateful to be on it with you. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time here with us in this setting, but also for taking time for yourself because your art is important. Your work is important. I cannot say that enough. It's important. Good. Okay, Tiffany says, yep, it's my first novel. I've had agents that were interested in reading my pages, but I was too much of a perfectionist to share my work. Oh, I feel that. Tiffany, yes. Yes. I am. So things are different now because you're doing it. And I think that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Congratulations on that. Oh, that's fantastic. Good. I'm really glad you've made that step, and I'm really glad you're continuing to take that step. That's so good. I hope it feels like a good step to be taking. I hope this feels like a good time to be doing it. Oh, I love that. Takara says, I'm loving it. It's a great feeling. Takara, Coach says, you might like Victor Wooten's book, The Music Lesson. It's amazing both as a literary piece and for a lover of music. Oh, and there's a sequel called The Spirit of Music. I love this. I'm here for the book recommendations, honestly. JC, thank you for being here. JC says, I have to go. Everyone have a great night. I think I will also wrap up because you all know that I have my early bedtime. I get so sleepy. And I'm starting to fade right now. But again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. You are such a gift to this community. I am so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you've chosen to spend time with us and interact with us. And most importantly, share this journey that you're on. I am so inspired by all of you. The words that you're writing, the songs that you're writing, the like taking the step forward to query. The novels that you're finishing, you're just oh, oh. Oh, it's good. Okay, friends. I should probably say, I'm here every Wednesday, from 7 to 9 PM Central, doing this. So if you found value here, come on back. It's very informal, as you can see. I ate an entire bowl of spicy pretzels and a whole bunch of high chews while I was working, which you're not supposed to do on video. So very informal here. Oh, thank you, says Mike. Thank you. Good night, all. Wonderful. Um, so yeah, come back to one of these. You'll always be welcome. We have a Discord that I think most of you are in. I've been teaching writing workshops on Fridays. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but if you are free this Friday at 10 a.m. Central, my good friend Asa and I are going through a horror story. That story is John Charrington's Wedding. It's a famous ghost story. We're going to be going through it and looking at what can we learn from this story to apply to our writing, and then we'll be doing a writing exercise together. And this is kind of a newer thing that we're doing, and if you want to be there, it's completely free. We'd love to see you. It's on my YouTube. It will also be here on Twitch, as well as Ace's YouTube. So, okay. I'm going to go lay down. Good. Oh, good. Okay. Tiffany says, thank you. Yes, I feel like now is the time to finish the book. Oh, that's great. Love it when it all comes together. All right, friends, take good care of yourselves. Please hydrate. Keep believing in yourself. Keep writing songs, novels. Keep taking good care of yourself. Take a break, rest, hydrate, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.